REDX. More interactions with qualified homeowners, the most accurate homeowner data in the market, in my opinion, well, in a lot of people's opinion, and more time connecting, converting, and closing deals, less time searching for people to talk to. I tell a lot of agents that we keep your gym clothes ready for you in the morning, right? It's up to you to get in there and start doing the heavy lifting consistently in order to achieve those results that you want to see in your business.
Management and transparency is what's very important. So once you submit a referral, you're going to have your own Home Advantage account, and it's going to tell you where everything sits. So if you have 10 referrals that you've sent into the network, it's going to give you all 10 referrals. It's going to tell you every milestone that client is sitting in, whether they're touring homes, whether they're in escrow. And you now can manage through the Home Advantage application as far as what your pipeline looks like for the referrals that you've sent. And so it's pretty sophisticated, and it's all click of a button, guys.
Welcome back to another episode, and this time we've got REDX with us. In fact, it's a longtime friend. Jonathan, dude, it's been, I don't know how long, but it's
years,
nice.
Man.
It's really nice to see you.
It's good to be here, man. Thank you for having us.
I'm a little bit.
Please go ahead.
Well, I'm a little bit in shock that we're already celebrating Christmas here, man. What the hell's going on?
Right? I love the title. Well, what we're going to do is make sure this Christmas is the best Christmas yet. And we're going to focus on what everyone can do right now to take 5 more listings before the holidays. And truth be told, you should be able to do a lot more than 5 listings before the holidays. With what we're going over now, you could easily do in between 2 to 3 transactions by just picking off a couple of the lead sources we're going to go over. So super excited to share today.
All right. So hold on. October, November, December.
That's right.
That means, well, it's like we've got half of September about. So that means we've got 3.5 months to get 5 listings under contract as a listing themselves.
Completely doable. Completely doable.
I like it. Yeah, definitely doable. I had to go through it in my head. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So taking on 5 more listings before the holidays, guys. And before I jump into it, for those of you who don't know who REDX is and what we do, REDX is an all-in-one lead data prospecting platform that's going to help you connect with more qualified buyers and sellers. And throughout the next 20-something minutes, we're going to point out 5 different lead sources that'll help you easily obtain 2 to 3 transactions a month. Expired leads, right? The fastest way to get new listings. FSBO leads, motivated leads who need a trusted agent, right? They need some direction. Geo Leads, it's the best tool for circle prospecting, neighborhood circle prospecting. And for rent by owners, one of my favorites, definitely an avenue not a lot of agents go down. Landlords ready to cash out on multiple properties. This is an untapped lead source, in my opinion.
I'm gonna pause you right there, damn it.
Pause, right?
This is great. Actually, yes. Right now with all the crazy talk that's going on where Airbnb is going to crash and all this stuff, this right here, because you know the media makes the consumer believe everything, right?
Yeah.
So this, even if it's not going to crash the market, some brand new investors that have 1 or 2 or 3 Airbnbs are freaking out. It's like saying, wait a second.
That's the thing. You get one of these guys and there's like a handful of properties that they're usually invested with.
What a great one, dude. I'm writing that one down for our team.
Yeah. And the research that I'm doing in different areas from agents that I'm talking with, I mean, it's usually we're usually getting the most volume right now with for rent by owners. So excited to talk about that. And also pre-foreclosure leads. We're not seeing it on the news anymore. Are there any pre-foreclosures? Is it a viable lead source? Can I help these homeowners? And we'll talk about that too. So, you know, why use REDX? More interactions with qualified homeowners, the most accurate homeowner data in the market, in my opinion, well, in a lot of people's opinion, and more time connecting, converting, and closing deals, less time searching for people to talk to. I tell a lot of agents that we keep your gym clothes ready for you in the morning, right? It's up to you to get in there and start doing the heavy lifting consistently in order to achieve those results that you want to see in your business. So we're funneling the data to you every day. And you have to look at yourself in the mirror and just make a commitment to consistency. And I'm telling you, your commitment will thank you, or your bank account will thank you for your commitment, better said. So the first lead source, Tristan, that we're going to dive into is expired leads. And
Perfect.
a lot of agents are going after expired leads, but are you doing it right? Can we sharpen up a few things that will really make a huge difference? And when I think of expireds, the first thing that comes to my mind right away is timing. It's critical. And we're always hearing about agents calling expireds in the morning, and we know, like, okay, there's something to this. All right, agents are getting up early, they're hitting expireds. We know the expression, the early bird catches a worm. And here's the thing, 70% of the time when you're first to talk with an expired, you end up at the kitchen table with the listing appointment. And that number is just too hard for me to ignore, right? If you're first and you're providing a form of value and you're reeling them in, and there's a way to do this, you're going to win big. And most of us are early people, right? A lot of the real estate agents I know are really trying to perfect their morning routine. They're thinking about what they should be doing the night before. We're trying to develop a good workout routine as well. So we're already up in the morning. And the beautiful thing about what REDX is doing, at 7 a.m. every single morning, you could literally time it. We're filtering in your expireds, cancels, and withdrawals. And I mean, what you could expect to see when you receive that data, a lot of you guys know, but let me just kind of circle around the wagon. You give me the name of your MLS, and every single morning by 7 a.m., we're filtering in your expireds, your cancels, your withdrawals. You'll see the names of the owners, the cell phone information, and of course, we're running all of that cell phone information through your do not call registry, the state and the federal do not call registry, to keep you protected. So we're doing all the heavy lifting, right? We're moving out any properties that list or sell. So you could just focus on your consistent routine, getting in there early, finding the expireds that you want to communicate with before your competition. And I always tell a lot of the agents that I'm coaching, find your top 3 to 5 expireds that you want to get to before anyone else. Get inside of your REDX platform, do the research that makes you feel comfortable and confident, and just a pinch before 8 o'clock, let them know who you are. Let them know what you can do for them. Let them know what predicament they're in, because a lot of the times they don't know. For those of you who are wondering what type of data we're filtering in, here's just a quick little look. Of course, we have the homeowner's information on the left-hand side. You'll see how we point out the mobile and the office and the landlines, and we run it all through the do not call registry. We have email addresses for 93% of the leads. So a great alternative option if you do find them on the do not call. And of course, we're pulling in all the information that you would want to see about that listing, right? Everything from your MLS, how long the listing was on the market, who the listing belonged to, remarks, photos, and it's all being compiled into each lead every morning to help you just master that routine. And we're of course providing you ways to track what you're doing, your contact attempts. We have a lead status that allows you to categorize the leads. I have an in-progress lead, or I have a successful call. So the platform is really going to help you stay on top of your stuff, if you know what I mean. We're filtering out the homes. Everything's filtering in every morning at 7 a.m. And it just helps you, iron out that perfect routine. Because of timing, I want to skip through a couple of slides, and I just want to give you guys some advice when you're calling expireds. First things first, I mentioned earlier, the early bird catches the worm. When our top clients are going after expireds, some of the things that they do to differentiate themselves from their competitors is pretty simple. Here's a little example script that I want to run through quickly. Hello, my name's Jonathan with XYZ Real Estate. I'm sorry I'm calling you earlier than I normally would. First things first, your listing left the market unsold late last night around 12 o'clock midnight. It expired is what we say. And I wanted to give you a ring early and ask if your previous agent informed you of what you could expect today. Did they kind of explain what's going to happen, how this is not going to be your normal average day? Okay, no, you're not aware. Well, I'd be happy to provide you some insight if you can grab a pen or a paper nearby. You're going to receive anywhere from 30 to 50 phone calls today on any phone a realtor could find for you. So my advice to you is to add your cell phone number to the do not call. I'm noticing that your phone number is not on the do not call registry here. So the do not call is www.donotcall.org. Make sure you and your family is all added to that list. And most agents keep an eye on it. And if you're on it, they'll refrain from calling you. And tip number 2, I would even go as far as recording a voicemail on my cell phone, just letting every realtor who hears my voicemail know that I know my listing expired. Here's an example. Hello, this is Jonathan. You know what? I know my listing expired last night. I'm already interviewing my top 2 agents, and I would appreciate it if you never called back. The reason why that works is because no other expired does this. Realtors hear that voicemail and they're going to know right away that you've been coached. Now, whether or not this expired implements any of this, the point is they see that you're coming from an angle of contribution, right? Value. And it really helps them bring down their guard. Now it's easier to get the listing. I'm just going to say, hey, you know what? I've also put a report together outlining, in my opinion, what we could have done, at least virtually, with this listing that I would change right away. So I'd love to come over and bring this report showing you a couple of the red flags that I see online with how your house is being presented. And I'm going to come and assess the property and tell you personally, once I reviewed your home, my honest opinion on what went wrong here. Are you going to be around for the next couple of hours? So I'm telling you, if you're doing this early in the morning, you're beating your competition, you're providing value, and then you're throwing yourself through the door this way every single day, 5 days a week at least, right? 6 days if you can on Saturday. Great day to lead generate, by the way. Yeah. You will win. You will win calling expireds. It's about your commitment to consistency and providing value. And of course, getting there before your competition. Anything about that, Tristan? I'm going to jump right in.
Actually, really quick on that one. Because you and I have both called expireds for a very long time.
That's right.
It is so true that when you call, we actually stop. This is what we do, 8 to 8:30 a.m. After that, it's like, dude, we've been calling for so long. It's like, we're not even going to try it. We're just going to go do exactly what you said, which is like, let's pick the ones we really want. So it requires research, right? And time.
Yeah.
Like, which ones do we want? Now let's
focus on it. Like, who do you want to get on your listing appointment calendar today?
That's it, man. And we do them in the first thing in the morning, call them. And if we talk to them, the conversations are so different than when you're calling at like 8:45 or 9.
Those guys are already pissed off by then. No offense, but they've heard from like 4 or 5 other agents. You know,
they've heard from 4 or 5 other agents that suck ass. And it puts us in bad light because those agents, most of them don't know what they're doing. They don't really want to help. They actually don't know how to sell this expired, right? Whereas when you and I show up, it's like, no, value, value, value. But at that point, it's like they've already been jaded. So
100%. I want everybody to think of being a surgeon when you're going after expireds. I need to come over. I need to assess the damage. I want to see where the wounds are. Once I see that, I'll know exactly what I need to do to patch it up and still net you the most amount of money. Yeah. Stop trying to act like you have all of the answers right up front, you know, because if we're being honest, we have to dig in a little bit. So just keep it real is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Digging it, dude. I love it.
All right. Old expireds. I call it the gift from the gods of real estate because I'm in rooms with tons of agents and I say, hey, who's targeting old expireds? And you'll hear one agent, oh, okay, I go old expireds a month or 2 months. I'm talking about 4 months, 6 months, and even getting the old expireds back from 2021 and 2022 and COVID who never relisted, totally appreciated and are not being heavily pursued. We know what the market's done over the years, right? In 2021, average home sale in the United States, let's just cap it at 269. 22, 314, let's cap it there. 23, 340. So they've been rising. And depending on where you're at in the country, of course, that number is a lot higher, right? Like Tristan and Malibu over there. But when we're calling old expireds, what I want you guys to know is I've researched a lot of companies that do what we do. And we're one of the only companies that will help you get all of the old expireds out of your MLS as far back as you want. I'd say at least to 2020. and then we'll dump them into REDX and filter out everybody who's relisted, sold, foreclosed, maybe active or whatever. And then you have that golden opportunity to target that not a lot of agents are pursuing. So for any active user who's not doing that, do it. For those of you guys who are considering us, I would put that on my list right away. Old expireds, the gift of the gods of real estate. Nobody's doing it. And it's so easy to be a specialist when you're calling old expireds. Hey, my name's Jonathan with XYZ Real Estate. I see that your property left the market unsold or expired back in 2019 or 2020 or 2021. You're probably not getting calls from agents anymore. I'm calling you specifically because I specialize in getting expireds back on the market when I can net them the most amount of money. And you came up in my research. I'd love to share the numbers that I'm looking at. I think you're going to be completely blown away with what you can net now in today's market.
I like
That
that.
is getting my clients listing appointments. It is. That's getting my clients listing appointments. They're finding the old expireds. They're providing value. They're talking about what they can net right now, the lack of inventory. They're discovering motivation, and they're listing these properties and selling them. And we would love to help you do this with old expireds. In my opinion, very easy to sound like a specialist, right? Hey, I specialize in calling old expireds. You're not getting calls from anybody anymore, because that's something that I do. I research and I find the properties that can net them the most amount of money. And frankly, you came up in my research. Can I come drop off what I've dug up about your home? A lot of people are not going to tell you to screw up. They're going to be curious. Okay, cool. I'm not getting calls.
Well, especially if it's on the old expires, you don't have that same challenge that you do with the other one.
That's what I'm talking about, Tristan. You're basically finding the niche, right? The niche, the niche, the rich, the rich. My business partner and I used to say,
Wait, who said that? That's so good.
Christoph and I used to say it all the time, the niche, the niche, the rich, the rich. And you want to find those niches, because that's if you could imagine in his Austrian.
That's so good, Jonathan.
Yeah. Guys, we're jumping into FSBO leads. And what I like about FSBOs is they continue to do the same things wrong. 90% of for sale by owners convert into a listing. So we just have to look at that number, right? There is a way for you to list for sale by owners regularly, and it's not rocket science. It has everything to do with you consistently following up and providing value. I've been helping agents target these types of sellers for over 10, 11 years now. And the realtors that are following up on Wednesday and then checking in on them on their, after their failure on the weekend, right? On Monday or Tuesday, those are the agents that are listing these FSBOs. 90% are going to convert into a listing. It's up to you to catch them, but be providing value throughout that time before, right? And you give me your top 2 counties, and every day, just like your expired leads, we're funneling in the for sale by owners. We're scraping the data off of any website you guys would think to look on. Craigslist, Zillow, you name it. We want to do the heavy lifting and just funnel in these leads. And of course, we have what I call battle-proof scripts that will help you get to the doorstep with a little bit of confidence and practice. This is an idea of what the FSBO leads look like. We're scraping all of the data that we find online, and then we're patching in a lot of the other stuff that we have through other resources. So you're going to get a lot more information than you normally do. We're going to update your statuses, so you're only talking to FSBOs that you can actually get listing appointments with. And 90% of them are converting into a listing. This is funny here. If you want to convert FSBOs into a listing, what is your happy mill? What makes you different than anyone else? When I'm talking to an agent in San Antonio, he just had his license for about 8 months now. I think he's sitting on 8 listings. And he goes, Jonathan, I call for sell by owners, and I tell them that I have a tiered commission structure. I've written it all out. Actually, it's beautiful. I start out at 6%, and I give them all of the different services that I provide for 6%. I go down to 5, then to 4, then to 3. And I explain everything that I could do for them based off the percentages. And we usually land somewhere in the middle. And it's weird. I call FSBOs and I say, hey, you know what? The crazy thing is you're trying to sell your house on your own to save money, but you're losing money trying to sell your house on your own. Meet with me and let me explain what my tiered commission structure for FSBOs looks like. I've developed it to help you save money. And here's my thing for everyone here listening. What's your happy meal? What makes you different than the next agent? What are you doing to differentiate yourself when you're calling for sell by owners in your market? I have another guy that says, hey, Jonathan, I call FSBOs, and he's a little bit more established. He says, hey, if I can't sell your house within 35 days with my requirements that you agree to, I'm just going to give you a $3,500 check. And my listing contract only needs to be 40 days. I mean, there's people that develop specific strategies just to break into that door, right? And gain their trust. I've done this specifically for FSBOs to help them save money. We all know that's the pain point, right? So think of your Happy Meal scenario. Do me a favor, everyone. Scan this QR code. Okay, this is a free gift to everyone here listening now and that will be listening later. It's where you can access all of our ebooks, all of the different scripts that I like to say are battle-proof, meaning they work if you work them with confidence. Get to know them, practice them, and your success will thank you, okay, for your commitment to practicing and bettering your skills. Also, another free giveaway here. I would like any of you who are watching this now or later to text your top 2 counties for a complimentary audit on what's happening in your market. One of the things that I love about REDX is we're not just going to sell you anything. We want to make sure it's a viable lead source. We want to make sure there's an influx of that type of lead in order to build a business plan around them. So make sure you're texting us your top 2 counties. And for every lead source that we go over or that you may be considering later, we will provide you a complimentary audit to make sure that it checks off before you jump into it. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We're not just going to sell you anything. Okay, so here we are. For rent by owners, in my opinion, the least tapped into lead source that I'm helping agents get listings from. And what is a for rent by owner? A for rent by owner is just someone who has a property and he's renting it out. That's it. And usually they have multiple properties that they're renting out.
True.
That's why it's a great lead source to call. Here's the thing. When our clients are calling a for rent by owner, it goes 2 ways. Hello, my name's Jonathan, and I'm a real estate agent with XYZ Real Estate. You know what? I'm looking at your property here over at 123 Main Street. Gorgeous property. I just wanted to ask, do you have any tenants occupying the home? Is this something that you guys have thought about selling? As you know, inventory is really tight, and I've done some numbers, and I'd love to meet with you to discuss what I can do to net you the most amount of money for this house right now. So this owner could say one thing, you know what, Jonathan, I'm super happy with the tenants that I have in this house. I'm using that income to pay for my mother's hospital bills, whatever they say. And I'll say, great, thank you for giving me that feedback. Now, if I found something that fit your criteria, do you have something that's in your wheelhouse that you would be interested in knowing about? As you can see, I'm constantly prospecting for my clients. If I found something, would you want to know about it if it fit a specific requirement that you're looking for? And that's the beautiful thing about rent by owners, because a lot of those guys are like, yes, I would. And here's exactly what I'd be looking for. And that becomes your own little pipeline of investors, right? And then you got the investors, the rent by owners that are like, you know what? We're not happy with our tenants. And frankly, we would like to wash our hands with this property. We don't get calls from agents. So crazy that you're calling right now. We'd like to meet and talk about those numbers that you said you did research on. So I like for rent by owners because it's a win-win, in my opinion. There's no wrong way that conversation could go. They're either going in my database or I'm getting an appointment to go talk about a listing. Investors and landlords looking to cash out. So out of the 2 counties that you provide us, we're going to funnel in every single owner who's renting out their property. We're going to give you the same information that you see with the expireds and the FSBOs. In fact, it literally comes in at the same time, 7 a.m. every day. So we could time that too. And we can build a consistent process around calling for rent by owners, establishing an investor pipeline, listing for rent by owners that are ready to cash in and just sell. And I'm telling you, it's a good lead source to go down, because how many agents do you know that are telling you, hey, I'm targeting for rent by owners in my market?
None.
I bet you not a lot.
None.
And that's what excites me about the for rent by owners.
This is my favorite opportunity. Jonathan, can we go back to
of course,
the slide, because we're having a few questions.
Sure.
That one, the compliment.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. Thank you. For those that are wondering what the hell to do this right now. Just pick up your phone, go to the picture section, then you're going to see the little link, click on the link. Now go ahead and do whatever it's having you do there. You can download the ebook. But the
Yeah,
next,
you may have to put your name or something in there, but the ebooks and scripts will be provided to you.
perfect. Jonathan, the next screen right after this, really quick, that one. Do me a favor and yourself, because I know you want this, the complimentary audit. Text this number right now. So just put it into your text, 602-818-3704. I'll do it with you. I want to see what the hell happens, Jonathan, really quick. This
Well,
way.
it's going into a funnel. Trisha, she's actually here. She's one of my team members.
Okay.
And basically she's going to grab your counties. And when there's going to be another action plan towards the end. We'll be able to provide you guys an audit on different lead sources that you're interested in. So we want to make sure that they check all of the boxes, right? Before you invest in anything and start visioning a game plan, targeting those leads.
Got it. I just sent her over. I said Ventura County and Los Angeles County. So that gave time for everybody to do it.
No,
all right. Back to for
reminding.
rent by owners, dude. That was great.
Hey, and I'm telling you, like I said, your competition's not doing it. The nichier the niche, the richer the rich. Target the for rent by owners. There's a lot of them. I guarantee you, when we do the audit, you're going to be blown away with what happened in the last month and the last quarter in your counties. Mark my words. Okay, you guys all had an opportunity to scan that. So pre-foreclosure leads, your chance to help homeowners in need. And I was mentioning earlier that you're not hearing a lot about pre-foreclosures anymore. And I want to tell you, I don't know why. Before I show you what the lead sources look like, just a quick little bird's eye. I mean, already in September, in the middle of September, we have 21,000 more pre-foreclosures than we had in all of 2022. And I was researching this, and I know from COVID in 2020, pre-foreclosures are up 185%. It's insane. There's a lot of homeowners that are struggling. And some agents are like, Jonathan, why would I target pre-foreclosures right now? There's so much equity in their homes. I mean, they can save their house. Don't get confused with the fact of them having equity in their home and being able to pay their mortgage, right? They're different. And the thing is, we have to assess each pre-foreclosure and take it, case by case. A pre-foreclosure is a homeowner who's missed 3 official mortgage payments, received their notice of default from the court, and then we basically patch in all of the information. Once it gets to the court records, we put in their names, their cell phone information, we run it through the do not call, we provide you everything that you would need to know about that specific homeowner. And there's so many different ways that we can go about this. We can be brutally honest and let them know that we found them here on our list, or that they landed here on our list, unfortunately. And we help homeowners that are struggling get their ducks in a row and understand their options, right? What's next? We can be brutally honest about that. If you want to get more listing appointments, if you want to get invited into their house more often, treat them like a neighbor. Don't let them know that you had them on your list. In fact, the best way to go about this, and I'll tell you who I got this from before or after I finish it. Hello, my name is Jonathan with XYZ Real Estate, and I know your house isn't for sale right now. I have several buyers looking in the area, obsessed with the school district, the community, the church, whatever you want to say. I wanted to ask, if you were offered the right price for your home, would you be willing to sell it? So treat them like a neighbor is what our clients are seeing the most success with. They're going to open up about their situation. They will, trust me. All in good timing. Let them meet you face to face first, right? At least give them a handshake and they'll let you know, hey, guess what? I invited you over, and your question about us wanting to sell really sparked an interest because my husband lost his job, or I'm sick, or whatever may be the case. But I'm telling you, if you want to get inside their home and really figure out what wound you need to patch, we just treat them like a neighbor. And there's an agent that I want to give credit to, Christina Griffin in Tampa, Florida. Tristan, I know you know her. She crosses pre-foreclosure as well. And this is her script. She just says, hey, I know your house is not on the market right now for sale, but if you were offered the right price for your home, would you be willing to move? And it's perfect to use in a text. and it's perfect to use in a phone conversation script. So I want you guys to have that at your fingertips and decide what angle you want to take. The bottom line is there's a lot of pre-foreclosures out there. And if you're looking to find out what's happening in your market, again, we'll do that audit for you if you want to consider that a lead source to target.
Dude, this is a really good, go back to that script. This is a really good script for when you're door knocking. I was a big door knocker when I started.
Yeah, you specialize in face-to-face combat. I know that.
Dude, door knocking around open houses. So you do this, you do whatever it is that you're doing the script. You say, hey, I've got an open house. And then right after they talk, you connect, and then you say, this is perfect for that, dude.
Perfect, right? Great. I think just having all of this stuff internalized is half of the battle, Tristan, right? And knowing what you want to say and how you want to say it, and then doing that consistent over and over again. And then tweaking some of the things that you can tweak and making it your own. And that's when you see the momentum you want to see. Most agents aren't willing to give themselves the time to fail, repatch, tweak, and get back out there again. And what I'm showing you guys right now is battle-proof scripts. I know this works. Use it with confidence and consistency. And 5 listings before the holidays will be a breeze. And again, you guys had this already. Tristan did a really good job rewinding me on it. That's that number. Okay, lastly, our 5th lead source. And it happens to be one of my favorite because there's not a lot of inventory out there. And if I had a tool that allowed me to get whoever's cell phone number wherever I wanted, I think that's a tool that's imperative to have in this market that we're in. I'm circle prospecting everything, whether it's my listing that just hit the market in my area, whether it's my just sold property, whether it's my open house. If I'm seeing something happening in my community that I consider my stomping grounds, where I want my signs, I'm going to use that momentum for my business. And I hope you guys are thinking that way, because that's why we're in real estate, right? There's no ceilings in this game here. We could take it as far and go as hard as we want to do it. And Geo Leads, in my opinion, just gives you the fill to feed the fire, right? To talk to people. Listings have babies. You guys know that. I heard this once upon a time from a coach, and it's always stuck because it's so true. When a listing sells or a property's listed in an area, you can pretty much bet your bottom dollar within a 1 to 2 mile radius, there's going to be some listings that sprout up. John and Susan have been thinking about selling their house, and when they see that home sold in a matter of 2 weeks, it excites them. So they're going to call whoever is reaching out to them. Or they're gonna call that business card from Tristan who did a little bit of door knocking around his open house. That's what John and Susan do. And you guys could meet that contagious reaction head on if you just picked an area and you focused on it, especially if you see what's happening in your market. Hey, something just listed, something just sold. Hey, there's an open house. I'm calling people. Now here's a quick in-depth look at the Geo Leads platform. What I like is you could circle a specific area, and then you have the ability to pick how long you wanted the homeowners to have lived in the house. If I'm looking for somebody thinking about selling, I'm gonna go 5 years or more, right? If I'm just doing prospecting around an open house and I want to scream what I'm doing over a loudspeaker, it doesn't really matter to me. And guys, it's the holiday season now. That's an excuse to talk to people. That's an excuse to be friendly and get your name out there. Pie drives, Christmas donations for, the needy, whatever really kind of helps you feel good inside, use Geo Leads for it. And you can get whoever's number wherever you want, whether it's residential, whether it's an apartment, townhome, it's limitless. And if you look to the right, you have the ability to go from 25 homes all the way to 500, right? And some agents even just pick one property, because you could type in one specific address if you pass a house and you're like, I want to know that owner's cell phone number. And you could pick one specific property. So in my opinion, it's really sticky. It's a sticky tool. You could use it anywhere and however you want. Now, once you request the information, once you circle your area and you type in, okay, I'm looking for every homeowner who's lived in this home for the last 7 years, and I want the nearest 200 right here. So all of the pins start lining up the chart, right? And then you get their information. And we have a package that gives you 2,500 a month, which is usually enough. And then we have a package that gives you 7,500 homes a month. I always encourage agents, try to max out the 2,500 and then upgrade when you feel like you're ready. Now, Tristan, before I jump in to this next slide, which is the last one here, I want you guys all to know that we just went over 5 different lead sources that you can implement consistently and will help you easily average in between 2 to 3 transactions a month, easily. The goal is to do this for 5 to 6 days out of the week, for the lease. And we'll talk about connections, and we'll talk about how long we suggest you stay on the phone. And of course, we have training kits on when we suggest you call and objections you want to be on the lookout for and all that fun stuff. But it's up to you, right? To commit to consistency, learn the skills that it takes to win big when doing this. And you'll never want for another listing again. And this is not supposed to be forever, right? This is just until people are knocking on your door and messaging you like crazy. And you don't have to do this because your prospecting and your consistency is paid off. And that's the beautiful thing about this. It's not forever. It's just until you have business and repeat business and your database is as stuffed as it needs to be, and you're continuing to just work that. Now, here's our present to all of you who are watching now, and we'll watch this a little later. Our special offer is you pay for the first 2 months on 1 or 2 products that really stuck out to you, okay? And what we're going to do is pay that 3rd month. We're going to match whatever you pay, and we're going to pay that 3rd month to give you 90 days. That, as you can see, it leads you right up into the holidays to make it one that everyone remembers. And 5 listings should be a piece of cake with this. My goal is that you guys experience success far beyond, 5 listings before the holidays. And we can help you. So here's a look at the different prices. And I know that we're going to be sending this out to you as well. You pay for the first 2 months, and REDX will pay for your 3rd month, and we'll assess how everything worked out for you. And I'm not suggesting all of you to say, hey, I want all of these products. In my opinion, that's not the most effective way to target. I would suggest you pick your top 2. Sometimes you go big sometimes you go small in order to go big, right? You really focus on mastering expireds and FSBOs. Or you really focus on for rent by owners and Geo Leads. What I would like you to do is text the word REDX to that phone number here. Trisha Finn, she's been monitoring everything. In fact, same phone number, right? 602-818-3704. Text the word REDX. She's going to have one of our team members reach out to you. They're going to go over the audit of your areas, and they're going to talk about the lead sources that stuck out to you. And real quick, before anyone exits here, one of the things that differentiates us from a lot of other companies is what we're willing to pour into you. Jot this down, take a picture. If you're a client or if you're considering REDX, definitely take a picture. We want you to practice with us and not on your clients. Okay. So from 12 to 4, Monday through Friday, practice with us. You can call in and literally pick your level of difficulty, and my team will hit you with objections. We'll act just like the expireds that you're going to be on the phone with. And when you hit the ground running, you're like, oh my gosh, these are the same exact objections that I've been hearing when I role play. And for those of you guys who have been in a batting cage or went to the driving range, that's all we're doing. We're just taking rips. And when we walk on the field, we're that much more likely to execute the way we want, right? So practice with us, not on your clients, and the rest will be history. We're excited to help you guys take your business to the next level here. Tristan, thank you for allowing us to present.
I like this, man. That number that you put out there, is that only for REDX clients?
It is. Unfortunately, you will need some type of data to practice with us on. Like, we do have scripts that we provide you. And if you are a REDX client, you can do this as many times as you want a week. I suggest doing it 2 to 3 times a week, no matter, at least for the first month. And then this stuff becomes like second nature, right? You get excited to wake up and hit expires because there's nothing that surprises you. You know what objections are throwing at you. You're like,
yeah, I've called it a few times, man. They do a very good job.
Thank you.
do they
I think
still
they do. Yeah, I think they do a great job as well.
do they still give you the option to go easy or hard?
Yes, we do.
Perfect. I love that. I like that a
Yeah, I
lot.
do too.
All right, so
Any other questions or anything? I know I have my team members here monitoring
no,
the chat, but anything
I
that you saw, Tristan, that we might want to point out?
I would actually like to probably go deeper on this
Oh, we
with you.
totally could. You know, this was surface
Yeah.
stuff.
We kind of we had to go through all of them really quick. Did I wonder, and this is on the fly, so what do you think if we looked at, let me stop sharing really quick. If we looked at all of the 5, which one do you think has the biggest opportunity for the next 4 or 5 months that we should double down on in most markets?
Great question. For me, expireds is where a lot of our clients are consistently getting listings. And it's obviously with the early expireds, but also the older expireds is something that you don't want to leave off the plate. I love expireds. I love for rent by owners right now. And I like pre-foreclosures. I couldn't narrow it down to 2 because those are my 3 right there. But then again, Tristan, the Geo Leads is going to complement the listings you get. Good. Like you use that to scream what you're doing over a loudspeaker. So pick
I wonder then, did I wonder maybe then if
I like expireds and Geo Leads. Like that, those are my babies. But
yeah, I like those too. I'm wondering now maybe we do like an hour long and go just a little bit more on each one.
Oh yeah. There's so much more that we could have dove into. And
because I love the scripts that I actually took a snap. What I did is I took a snapshot of the one here. This one I'm just going to share with everybody because they're going to be like, which one did you take a snapshot of? This one.
Yeah.
And I texted it to myself as a picture. Then I hovered over it and I grabbed the verbiage, text the verbiage to myself and tweaked it a little bit so that I can use it for not just pre-foreclosures, because like I said, this one really resonated with me.
Yeah.
And
I like it. It's nonchalant. It seems
I can use this for so many things, man. This is so good.
Yeah, there's more to it. And I'm, of course, game. You know me. This is fun, helping agents, just perfect their daily craft and win big. I mean, so all
right.
game.
Let me think on how to do the next version of this to go deeper. And I'll let you know, maybe we're also thinking of doing like a virtual event. So maybe we'll bring you in for like an hour in that chunk, like a 4 or 5 hour virtual event. Like preparing for, I think that'd be good. Let me think on this, man, because I love,
good. Yeah, let's
the presentation.
Throw it around a little bit. Guys, it was a pleasure.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, John.
Over and out.
You rocked it.
Thank you, LabCoats.